Hello, college baseball fans. Welcome to episode 3 of the 2022 season, the 11.7 podcast. We finally have the whole squad here, all 4 of us. We got Dez, Stoney, Dimitri, and myself, all kind of on a little bit of liquid courage right now, enjoying our Friday night recording.
We're hydrated.
And we're gonna need that liquid courage because we're coming with some hot takes and we're discussing a lot of topics that may be sensitive to some fan bases. We're going to do our 8 for Omaha. We're going to throw out some Golden Spikes favorites right now. And we're also going to pick our winners for each conference, or at least the top 10 conferences in our books. We've been kind of talking before the show. We got everything planned out. It's going to be a good one. Glad to see Dez decided to join us this week. But anyways.
Yeah, it's all right. I was on the 10-day IL. 10-day IL. Look, okay. We're locked and loaded. It's spring training. It's we'll get dialed in here soon.
No doubt. But I'm digging this little 4-box rotation thing we got going. If you guys want to watch the podcast, join us on YouTube. It's the Apollo Podcast Network. Is that what it is on YouTube?
Correct.
Of course. Or of course you can always go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you guys get your podcasts. We definitely appreciate you guys for listening. Boys, I sent a screenshot in the group message about 4 days ago, and we were up to ranked number 17 out of all baseball podcasts going on. I think we dropped a little bit to 22 as of today, but pretty impressive. Number 1 college baseball podcast, and then number 17 to 22 baseball podcasts in general. That's impressive. Shows that the Apollo partnership this year has worked a lot. People really like the additions to both Stoney and Dez. And of course, they always hate on me and Dimitri. So this is going to be a good season for us. We got merch now. I'm wearing my 11.7 shirt. Got in the mail yesterday. Turned out great. If you guys want to get some of the 11.7 merch, go to apollohou.com, go to the college base or go to the shop section. And then there's a little college baseball tab, I believe. It has tons of different choices, different color schemes, everything you want for your favorite team. If you don't see your favorite team's colors, let us know. We'll add it to the catalog. Anyways, boys, does anybody have anything to say before we dive into our 8 for Omaha picks?
Mississippi State won the national championship.
For Omaha first. We're going teams for Omaha first.
Yeah. So how do you guys want to do this? Do you guys want to like alternate? We all pick one, or do we go through our list of 8?
Pick your 8.
All right. Who has the balls to go first?
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'm gonna step up to the plate. I'll hit lead off. Boys, I caught myself. I'm gonna just get out in front of this. I caught myself finding reasons why teams like Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Mississippi State would not make it to Omaha. So I think in my head I was a little bit biased instead of trying to find reasons for them to make Omaha. So those 3 powerhouses are not on the list. I think actually, one of the 3 is, but I have some newcomers here going to Omaha for the first time. Did a lot of extensive research. Dimitri, fix your microphone, Josh says. We did this last week. This is your second warning. But I'm going to go ahead and lead us off here. I think this is the year of the East Carolina Pirates. I know they lost Gavin Williams, absolute flamethrower who got robbed in the Vanderbilt Super Regional last year. They lost Connor Norby, the best pure hitter in college baseball last year, I believe. But the East Carolina Pirates have just made 31 trips to a regional in their career and have never made it to Omaha. We've seen them come close probably half a dozen times now, getting to the Super Regionals, losing to Louisville, losing to Vanderbilt, kind of getting screwed with that Super Regional matchups. But this is going to be the year. They're going to finish the AAC, the American Conference, probably 45-10 this year, it feels like. And they're gonna be a regional national seed, probably in the 6 to 8 region. They're gonna host a super regional. The Pirates are gonna make it to Omaha behind our boy Jake Kuchmaner, first ever podcast guest back in 2019. Him and I forget his first name, but Wisenhunt is his last name. He's gonna be an absolute stud. Probably my pick to win American Conference Pitcher of the Year. Their offense is deep. Bullpen is deep. I just don't see any reason why a team is going to go into the jungle at ECU and beat them in a super regional this year. Book it. Pirates lock for Omaha.
Can I just interject here? If you're gonna break down
for sure.
team, we're gonna be here all damn night. If you break it down,
okay. I mean, that's fair. I'll shorten it up a little bit. I was just excited about East Carolina, man.
No,
I'll shorten it up.
Pirates guy.
Yeah, big Pirates guy this year. So the second team, I think Louisiana Tech is on the right path. They hosted a regional last year. Got
our Bulldogs.
What are
Diamond Dogs?
Diamond Dogs?
Hey!
The
go
Diamond
get you a bottle
Dogs.
of water, please. Go get you a bottle of water, please.
Dude, listen, Dimitri. They hosted a regional at the Love Shack last year. Electric team. They're returning some of their best pitchers. Fincher and Worf, 2 weekend starters. They got Matulia and Krieger in the lineup. They got matched up with North Carolina State. NC State last year was the team of destiny until they tragically got killed off by the NCAA. But Louisiana Tech, I expect them to host another regional. They're going to make it to Omaha this year.
Did you see the NCAA baseball Twitter account had the audacity to post a picture of NC State, get your crew ready?
They have no field, dude.
Was that you, Dimitri, that chirped them? Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was chirping the shit out of it.
That was amazing. That was powerful.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was just they have no field. Yeah.
My national runner-up.
Yes,
you literally had 270 other teams to pick from, and you picked the team that you bent over.
Yeah,
and did them dirty.
It's a disgrace.
It's rough.
My third team for Omaha, University of Texas. I think all in all, Des, just mute your headphones right now. But I think they're the most talented team from top to bottom. They're returning guys like Hanson and Stevens and Witt, and then
Hispanic
obviously.
Titanic.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ivan Melendez is back, the most intimidating guy in college baseball.
Can we just agree that's the best nickname of all time?
No doubt. I thought you guys were the ones that came up with it.
Absolutely not. I wish.
I thought Apollo did.
We just started throwing it around.
Maybe I'll take credit.
Hey, we're gonna take credit. That was our nickname.
I was gonna give you guys credit. Next team, Stanford. Stanford had a young team last year. They really got hot towards the end of the year. Brock Jones might be a top 10 pick, just a big physical outfielder. And then Alex Williams on the mound showed out in Omaha. I like Stanford coming out of the West. And then we have Florida State. Florida State, I think, is going to be sneaky one of the top teams in the country. Our boy, Alex Terrell, who hit the home run on top of the parking garage, 4th floor, he's on Florida State now. He transferred to a cross-state rival. And that's kind of what Florida State was lacking, was a big power bat. We know they had Matt Nelson last year, but I like Florida State a lot. Parker Messick was ACC Pitcher of the Year last year. He's back this year. I expect him to have a lot of success. Another ACC team I think that's going to make it to Omaha is Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has had really, really good recruiting classes the last 3 years. And finally, these kids are juniors and seniors. Kevin Peratta is going to be possibly the #1 overall pick this year. Big power hitting catcher. So I expect Georgia Tech to finally break the streak, get back to Omaha for the first time since 2003. And then my 2 SEC teams. I have LSU, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but Jacob Berry transferring from Arizona, following Jay Johnson to LSU. No offense to Paul Maneri, but I think Jay Johnson is going to absolutely light a fire up the LSU Tigers this year. They're going to play hard for him. The box is going to be rocking. I can see them hosting a super regional, making it to Omaha. And then last but not least, like I previewed earlier, between Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt, I was trying to find a reason to keep all 3 out. I couldn't, but I didn't want 2 of the 3 in there. I'm going with Arkansas. I know they just lost Peyton Pallette, but they do have a great grad transfer. Cam Lanzilli from Wake Forest, one of the best pure hitters in the ACC last year. He's coming into that lineup. They got, Big Hit Bob, Caden Wallace, Jalen Battles, Slavens. I mean, up and down the lineup, they're going to produce so much offense. And I think they're going to come into the season with probably the biggest chip on the shoulder out of any team because of what happened last year in the super regionals, being the best team in college baseball all season long and then losing to NC State. Those are my 8. And I'm sorry I dragged that a little longer. I was just getting hyped up and getting pumped for it. So who's going #2? Or actually, any thoughts, any kind of comments you guys want to say about my 8? I'm ready to defend the list.
Your clock management was much better.
No, I need that. That's why all four of us are here. We're holding each other accountable. When I get excited, someone say something. I'll ramble on for hours.
I will too.
Any comments, any questions before we move on to we'll go to Dimitri next.
No. We got to split it up. We got to go Apollo guy, and then we got to go back to an 11.
All right, well, then Stoney's up next.
Hey, this is one team, one fight. We are the 11.7 guys. We are all Apollo guys. We're all 11.7 guys. But, all right, you probably expected this one. Mississippi State, I just think they're just as good as last year. I think they lose a little bit of pitching, but then you get 6 or 7 innings out of Landon Sims now on a Friday night as opposed to 2 or 3. Yeah, 100%. Call me a homer.
I guarantee you're going to have Miami in your list, Dimitri. So
I'm not going to
save it.
But I think Mississippi State's just as good. I think the young guys are better this year. I'm not worried about Mississippi State this year. I also have LSU. I think Dylan Cruz and all these younger guys, they got a year of experience. I think they're going to be just fine in the SEC. I think they are going to probably dominate this year. Tennessee is back. They're back in Omaha. The fans, they were there for a solid 30 hours last year. I think they get a little bit longer stay this upcoming season, but I think I got Tennessee in there. Obviously, I've got Texas. They're too good not to have in there. My national runner-up from last year, NC State, they're back. They're back with a vengeance. I think they're angry. I think they're going to come with a full head of steam for the entirety of the season, not just coming out in the first month. I think they're going to just have a season of dominance in the ACC. Notre Dame. Welcome to the Omaha Club. I see the golden helmets. I see home run Jesus hitting some bombs in the summertime out there in Omaha, and not TD Ameritrade. It's still Rosenblatt to me, but yeah, I got Notre Dame, and then I've got
it's not even TD Ameritrade anymore, buddy.
Oh, they just changed it to what? The Schwab.
Charles Schwab.
The Schwab, baby.
Schwabies.
Schwabs. Then I got two interesting picks to round it off. I got Long Beach State.
Dirt bags.
2019, they beat up on Mississippi State in California. I have a good feeling. I got a good feeling about the Dirtbags. And then it looks like Apollo will be buying a duck, because I got the Oregon Ducks. Quack, 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 quack. To round it off.
10 ducks.
Yeah, might as well. I don't hate it.
Listen,
we're gonna duck name Apollo.
Stoney, I will say, out of your list, I considered all 8 of these teams. I think we only have one team. We have 2 teams the same. But teams like Long Beach State, teams like Oregon, NC State, I can't believe I didn't even put NC State in there. But they do feel like teams that are going to come in and build off of what they had from last year. Tennessee, I don't know, dude. Tennessee, I feel like peaked last year in the hype. They're going to have to prove it again to me. But, of course, Mississippi State, you can't go wrong. Notre Dame, there's something. They have steroids in those golden helmets, I swear to God.
100%.
They put on a clinic last postseason hitting home runs. But, yeah, very respectable list. A lot of honorable mentions for me. Anybody have anything about Stoney's list that they want to duke it out with?
I like it. Pretty good list. Respectable.
Yeah.
Compliment.
Were there any, Stoney, were there any teams that you were considering putting in that you didn't end up putting in?
Obviously, you got to think about Vanderbilt, Arkansas. There was one that was really interesting. I went back and forth with on the Long Beach State and Oregon picks. I had another team in there they're the 9th one that I was thinking about. I think it's going to be Texas A&M.
Ooh, Schlossnagle first year.
I think they turned it around this season, and new coach. I think they have the pitching for it. I don't know. I've got a warm and fuzzy about A&M.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look. I know they got a couple big-time transfer guys. I'm blanking on who they are. But Schlossnagle brought over some guys from the transfer portal. So A&M is going to be one of those teams. We've seen them have a lot of success in the SEC in the past. Wow. But I don't know. They're in just such a tough division, such a tough conference.
For sure.
They're going to have to prove themselves every weekend.
SEC West.
Schloss can sell the Bible to the Pope. As someone that has been offered, extended offer from that guy and sitting across the table with him, yeah, that guy can sell Isu and Eskimo Bible to the Pope. That guy has it, and I think I hate. I'm gonna throw up. I hate saying he's gonna get that A&M baseball team back to Omaha probably sooner than later.
And if you look at the SEC West, pretty much all of them are Omaha contenders except for Auburn and Alabama. The state of Alabama is just not there yet.
You bring up a good point. The SEC, besides Missouri, Kentucky, Auburn, Alabama, everybody else, I think, has a legitimate shot and like a legitimate goal of getting to Omaha. There's nothing else around it. But we've seen Auburn make it as a 2 seed in a regional. I mean, they could get a little bit magic, but
yep, they made it in 2019, but I just don't see it this year from either of them.
Yeah. Dimitri, up next, man, hitting third.
All right. I think Arkansas goes back. I think Arkansas gets to Omaha this year. Texas Tech, when they miss Omaha, I swear every time the following year they're in it. Everyone's always like, "Oh, Texas Tech didn't make it," but they're back. I think they're going to be back in Omaha next year or this year. We talk about this year. LSU, this one is like, it's on a silver platter for you to take them, because if they make it, it's like a no-brainer. But if they don't make it, you look like an idiot, because like new coach, new system, new everything, like first year taking the team to Omaha, pretty like that doesn't happen very often. Oregon State, I think they're gonna make it. And
what is this, like 2017? You just reading the 2017?
No, I really think like last year Oregon State showed flashes. They just were inconsistent. They would get really good, and then they would like lose 2 out of 3 to Fullerton, or lose 2 out of 3 to Long Beach, and you're just like, wait a minute, this team just swept Stanford a week ago, or swept Oregon, or whatever the case may be. They were in it till the end for the Pac-12 title with Oregon last year, and they just lost it. UCLA, my other West Coast team that I think is going to be in it. They have a lot of new young new players coming in, transfers, blah blah blah.
That's sexy. That's a sexy pick.
Yeah, I mean they had the #1 recruiting class.
I'll say it, Dimitri. I'll pump you up. That's sexy.
I think like when you see teams that are either young or something, they're always like a good story for sports media to talk about. And there's always that one team that like everybody slept on, and nobody's in the top 25. I don't think anybody has UCLA in their preseason top 25.
UCLA is one of those teams in the past that like they're gonna piss you off the first few weekends, because they're gonna split a series with like Cal State, Northridge, and
they're gonna have like a GoPro
North Arizona. And you're gonna be like, these guys suck, and then they're gonna get rolling middle of conference play. And I mean, John Savage does a great job over there coaching that team. He's had a lot of Omaha experience, so why not UCLA? I like that pick.
So my last 2 teams both come from the same state.
I think you need 3 more.
I've got Arkansas, Texas Tech, LSU, Oregon State, Dallas Baptist, and UCLA.
You didn't say Dallas Baptist yet.
DBU.
Damn it! Oh, Dallas Baptist.
I mean, why am I even do a list? I mean, Dimitri just has my entire list. What are we doing?
You wanted to go last.
Dallas Baptist. I was gonna try to pick one like mid-major team, like, because I hate an Omaha full of Power 5. I like a good story. I like a team that doesn't have all the money, but Dallas Baptist is the only team I can think of. East Carolina, that if they get over the hump, I will gladly be wrong if East Carolina can get over the hump, get to Omaha, or Dallas Baptist, or any of your Conference USA teams like Charlotte, Louisiana Tech. I will always be happy if they can make it. With the rosters so damn big this year, and the whole COVID thing, and we talked about it last episode, the whole transferring to a bigger school. These big schools have the upper hand right now. They have backup guys. Their backups are starters at a lot of these schools. They're front end 3-hole hitters or Friday night guys. So I think this year it's going to be really hard for small schools to make it. But at the same time, your small schools are going to have a lot of depth, so they might have a chance. But anyway, my final 2 come from the same state. I told you that I wasn't going to pick one of them, but what's a fan when you don't have faith in your own team? Miami and Florida are my final two. Florida, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Last year, they had a bunch of boneheaded mistakes, stupid thing. They were playing around with their rotation all year. They couldn't figure it out. Leftwich went from a starter struggling to a dominant bullpen arm. They just, like when you're inconsistent, it's hard to get rolling. In Florida, they might have lost a couple guys here and there, but I think you can't sleep on Sully. You can't sleep on Sully. That guy gets them boys right. So Florida and Miami, there's just something going on down there right now. Basketball team #1 in the ACC. Football team's got Cristobal in there. I think, and they've got a new AD coming from Clemson. I think just the vibes are good down there. And I think Gino DeMare knows if he doesn't win, if he doesn't have a good year, he's on the hot seat. Because Miami baseball should be hosting a regional every single year. Going to a super regional. So I think Miami, they're going to have a little shit in their neck. They're going to be young. They have a couple prospects. I don't know if you remember, Ben, that lefty, Palmquist.
Yeah,
Palmquist. Like 95 from literally sidearm.
They moved him to the starting rotation this year.
I know. And it's going to be like Landon Sims, where you're just like.
Nightmares.
I don't know, dude. Going to a starting role is really difficult. It's really difficult to go from no matter, even if you can go 3-4 innings out of the bullpen, it's a different mentality. It's a different preparation. It's difficult.
People forget that Landon.
For me, I think Landon Sims is going to struggle in the rotation. Like a lot of people might come at my head for this. I think he's going to really struggle.
People forget he was a weekday starter last year or 2 years ago.
He's going to struggle because he found his identity, which is 110% balls to the wall, adrenaline in the 8th, 9th inning. And now you got to learn how to pitch the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd inning. No adrenaline. Kind of basically your mindset is I need to get to the 5th, 6th, 7th inning. It's difficult. I'm telling you.
Or days when you don't got it.
I think Palmquist will struggle too in the beginning. Will they be good at the end? Sure, they can very well be, but they're going to struggle. In my opinion.
No, you're right. It's going to be tough for guys to make the transition from a reliever to a starting role. But you got to remember, Kevin Kopp did it last year in the super regionals. He threw on Friday in relief and then went through 8 innings in the super regional, 2 runs. So
yeah,
it's possible.
But when it's a one-time thing, it's different because
it's also the end of the season. To your point, Dimitri. So. He was locked and loaded at that point. So,
but let me add on to that the whole Kevin Kopp thing because everyone was like, "Holy shit, this guy's a closer." He just threw 9 innings. When teams don't have much of a game plan against you, because all these hitting coaches, they look at the next day starter, they say, "Hey, listen, 3-pitch guy, fastball, changeup, like the pitch behind, like the pitch ahead, will hammer you early, blah 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 blah, whatever the case may be." When they have data or film or whatever to say, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to attack this. Kopp basically just made a 1 start and he just dominated. If he does that 2 or 3 more times in a row, tip my cap to him. But that's hard to do. You know that.
Yeah, but also they had a ton of data on Kopp. He threw 6 innings a weekend pretty much. 3 on Friday, 3 on Sunday. He did it all week. So, I mean, his stuff was just nasty. Landon Sims has the same thing, like just nasty stuff. 2 points I'm going to make about your list, Dimitri. I love the Dallas Baptist call. They were 1 inning away from making it to Omaha last year until Virginia pulled off that miracle. But with Florida was another team I tinkered with putting them into Omaha. They have Judd Fabian coming back, was a first-round pick last year, ended up getting drafted in the 2nd round, comes back this year. He's going to anchor. But Florida's going to be very young. They had a great recruiting class, but they're going to start like 2 or 3 freshmen, 2 or 3 sophomores. And the pitching rotation didn't show me a lot of great things from last year. They're returning a lot of those guys. And something I forget about is Florida did host a regional last year, even though we all kind of wrote them off as a disappointment. That's still really impressive. That's fair.
It looked like an SEC bias regional and super regional setup. So,
yeah. And one more thing, Miami. I don't know what it is about Miami, but for some reason, they always have players that don't have these long write-ups, these long like hype build up around them. And these are some of the most explosive and electric guys in college baseball. Every time they get on the big stage, you're like, whew, these guys can play. They're fun to watch. But you never see a lot of preseason hype for them. I guess last year they had some hype. What did they start the year? Like 2 or 3 against
They
Florida.
were up there. Yeah.
I mean, they were the number one team at one point.
They ended up beating Florida 2 out of 3.
After like the
Yeah.
first weekend, right?
Yeah.
It was like the second or third weekend.
Yeah.
They ended up being number one team in the country at the big
Mhm.
beat. But you know what the thing is about my list that I don't like? I have one ACC team and it's Miami. But if I actually look at the ACC, if I had to pick one team, it wouldn't be Miami. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't always work out the way, like, to get to Omaha, it doesn't always work out the way the best teams are. It's
Arkansas didn't make it last year.
It's whoever's hot at the right time and gets a good matchup.
I know, but it's like I feel like between NC State, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia Tech, and even
Virginia,
North
Carolina, Duke.
Virginia Tech's going to be pretty good this year.
Didn't Duke win 19 straight games to end the season last year?
Duke was on fire last year too. And you're just like, the ACC is too good. And if I had to pick one, I don't think Miami would be my number one pick. But when I'm making my top 8, it's like,
why not?
It's like, it's weird. It's weird. It's like 2 different things. Anyways,
Des, you're hitting cleanup. Round us up.
Absolutely. Last one to order. No, I think you guys made a really good point last week, and I want to touch on it before I jump into my chalk stack. But the aspect of the portal, right? Like, all these teams are getting mercenaries and dudes to plug and play. But it's these other teams that haven't really attacked the portal, that have all these COVID super seniors and all these guys that have gone to war and they've been in the trenches for 4 or 5 years. That is a factor that you can't weigh that in an Excel sheet when you're doing the analytics of baseball. You're going to get teams that get hot. We just talked about teams that got hot right at the right moment, but I just see there's going to be a lot of chaos in the sense of like teams with all these super seniors, and they just kind of, hey, this is our last ride. Probably not going to get drafted. Probably maybe get a spring training invite, a minor league deal, whatever it is, and they play together. So I think that's a big wild factor that we'll be able to talk through throughout the year. But saying all that, I'm going to go chalk. My only sexy pick was DBU, and Dimitri took that from me. So we're going to start off with DBU. I think they're dudes. Like you said, they were so close last year. Omaha's on their minds. They're going to run through that door. LSU, I think all 4 of us took LSU now.
Yeah,
so we can pretty much scratch.
We could just
off,
say LSU's not making it.
They're not making it. No. It's never a good thing.
Never. I got Vandy, just Vandy being Vandy until they we figure out all that scholarship stuff. Archie, I think Arkansas. I'm partial with Jalen Battles being a good friend, family friend. So I'm gonna pick with my heart there. Texas Tech. Dimitri, he nailed it. It's like when they're not in Omaha that following year, it's just pencil them in, book the flights, all of it. It's already chaos in West Texas. We had Chris Beard going there this week in basketball, and Texas just looking to have a fight. That's going to transfer over the baseball season. NC State, our true champion of the season last year, not this Mississippi State thing. NC State, I got them in. Obviously, I got my horns.
I'm with you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, my true champion. One true champion.
I can't hear you any.
I got Texas, obviously. I'm worried because I've been Charlie Browned with Texas sports for the last decade. So, but they got dudes and they got a staff that this is Pierce's best team. And I don't know why the Texas faithful always puts Pierce on this artificial hot seat. He does it every single year. He gets them in contention. He has a really good team. He gets the best out of the boys. And so my last spot, I have 4 teams kind of jockeying that spot. I have Mississippi State, Notre Dame, Stanford, and Florida. I'm going to cross off Mississippi State right off the bat. They've been on Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon on this victory lap on this asterisk season. Let's cancel them out. Florida, I want to believe, I really do, but I can't. So their Florida's gone. So it's either touchdown Jesus or the Stanford Cardinal. Books or Bible. I'm going to go books, and Stanford's will be my final I'm probably going to hell for saying that.
Books over Bible.
Books over Bible.
Wow, way to wrap
Stanford
it
is
up
in.
right there.
That's
Woo.
good.
One thing I want to say about Texas Tech, a hot take here. I don't think Texas Tech's going to be any good this year. They lost
Ooh.
Micah Dallas to Texas A&M, who was going to be their best pitcher. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It feels like almost an end of an era, what Stanford did to them last year in a super regional. My hot take of the year, Texas Tech finished middle to the bottom of the Big 12. I'm not seeing it this year for them.
Tadlock just got a
Wow.
lifetime contract, and you're saying
Exactly.
they're on the downspin?
Hey, he's getting comfortable over there.
I like the takes for having a day.
Right. Des, you're the only one to take Vanderbilt. Way to stand on a nice pedestal
Look,
there. And
sometimes you got to step up and just voice your opinion. I think.
Look, somebody's got to take the underdog, you know?
Look, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's about the
what an
Commodores.
underdog. Yeah, true
real
underdog.
underdog.
Up there
It's
in
not
Nashville.
about me.
Hey,
It's not about me. It's
private
about
school,
Vanderbilt.
you have to be smart. I don't know.
If you're going to take an underdog from Nashville, go ahead and take Belmont.
Eh.
yeah, take Lipscomb. How about that?
Yeah.
But
Or Sienna.
All right, Ben, give me your top 8 again.
so I have Louisiana Tech, East Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, Stanford, LSU, Florida State, Georgia Tech. Stoney has Mississippi State, LSU, Tennessee, Texas, NC State, Notre Dame, Long Beach State, Oregon. Dimitri, you had Arkansas, Texas Tech, LSU, Oregon State, UCLA, Dallas Baptist, Miami, and Florida. And Des, Dallas Baptist, LSU, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Texas Tech, NC State, Texas, and Stanford. Books over Bible. Print the shirts
Books over Bible.
now. That's
Put
good.
it on a T-shirt.
Yep.
Love it.
Now we're going to move into the Golden Spikes watch list. I wrote down 12 names off the top of my head.
Damn.
Because I've been put, like, I don't know. This is the time of year I get obsessed with college baseball, and I've been doing a ton of research. It's going to be hard for me to narrow this down to 5. So I'm going to leave out some obvious ones like Landon Sims. I'm sure Stoney will take. But there,
Don't accuse me of anything.
so I'm going to give 3 locks that I know are going to have incredible seasons, and I'm going to give 2 wild cards that people might not know about. So one of my locks, Kevin Peratta, Georgia Tech's catcher, junior this year. He's going to be a top 10 overall pick. A lot of power, great pop time. He's everything you want. Kind of reminds me of, oh man, I'm forgetting his name. Georgia Tech catcher, plays for the Giants now. He was number
I know
2
who you're
overall
talking
pick in
about.
2019. What is his name? Come on.
Come on, Ben.
It'll come to me. Anyway, so
great.
Kevin Peratta is going to be number 1 on my list. Brock Jones, I touched on him earlier. Stanford outfielder. I saw he put on an absolute clinic in Omaha last year. Went to Stanford on a football scholarship. Now he's their best baseball player. He's going to do really well in the Pac-12. And then Jacob Berry from LSU is my 3rd lock. Those 3 guys, you can't go wrong with any of those 3. My 2 wild cards. Joey Bart. Thank you, Josh. Producer Josh always stepping up clutch
Yeah,
here.
but
Joey Bart.
he didn't go in 19.
20 maybe?
Logan, I just looked it up. The Logan Watt was the Giants' 2nd round pick.
Joey Bart must have been either 18
He was
or
18.
Yeah,
he
I
was
think so.
18. But yeah, Kevin Peratta reminds me a lot of him. And then my 2 wild cards people might not know about. One, Zach Neto, who was up there with our mid-major player of the year last year from Campbell. He does it all. Superstar shortstop, can close on the mound. He's going to be an absolute electric factory in the Big South this year. Looking to build off of an incredible year. And then Austin Knight from Charlotte. Austin Knight was a transfer from Tennessee 2 years ago. Walked into Conference USA last year. I believe he was Conference USA Player of the Year. Hit 27 or 28 doubles, 12 or 13 home runs, hit about 350. It blows my mind that he's still at Charlotte. He could be starting at any SEC, any ACC or Big 12 school. He's going to put up stupid numbers this year in Conference USA and build off what he did last year. So those are my 5. And there's a few more I want to touch on if you guys don't pick them, but I'll move it. We'll move it on to Stoney.
Golden Spikes. Jace Jung, Texas Tech. I think he hit like 360 something last year, which is unreal. I He's got pedigree. I
With the
trust him.
thickest eye black I've ever
Yes.
seen.
And I trust him fully
with
my
4
brain
C's,
and my heart.
thick.
Yes, thick.
I trust him fully. So Jace Jung, he's going to be in the top 5. I think you can book that one. Also from the Big 12, I'm going to take the Hispanic Titanic, Ivan Melendez. I think he'll play enough first base to where they're like, okay, he played enough defense. Kind of like the MVP award in the MLB. Like, he's a DH. I don't know. I think he just hit so many home runs this year. I really do. The last year in Omaha in the rain, right before the rain delay, and he hit just an absolute piss missile off of Parker Snett. I think it just continues. He's good. He's really good. And then surprise, surprise, 3 SEC picks upcoming. I'll go ahead and get the Mississippi State ones out of the way. Landon Sims, Logan Tanner. I won't say anything about Landon Sims. I've already talked enough about him. But Logan Tanner, he was going to be a first-round pick out of high school as a pitcher and decided to come to school to catch. I think he's probably the best defensive catcher, and I think his hitting was almost all the way there towards the middle of the season, into the season last year. I think he puts it all together this year. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. So I think he's going to have a monster year. He's going to be behind the dish. And then when he's not behind the dish, he's going to play DH. So he's going to play every weekend. He's a stud. And then Dylan Cruz, Alex Bregman loves this guy. He's going to be 1-1 next year. I think that's an easy pick. I think 2 of these are incredibly chalk by me because they're Mississippi State. But I don't know, Big 12 and SEC, they rule college baseball throughout the regular season. And most of the time they rule Omaha. And the best players come out of there. And that's what I have faith in for the Golden Spikes Awards.
Yeah, I mean, powerful list there, Stoney. One thing that's tough with the Golden Spikes, some of these guys you have like Jace Jung and Melendez, Sims, actually all of your guys, are they going to split votes almost? Like they're going to have to be so much better than some of their incredible teammates. Like Cruz is going to have to outperform Morgan and what's his name, Jacob Berry.
Yep.
Things like that. Landon Sims and Tanner Allen Logan Tanner. Wow.
Tanner Allen, also a legend.
Yeah, no, but Landon Sims and Logan Tanner, like, are they going to be that much better than their own teammate?
I believe so.
Ivan Melendez, I mean, big, powerful guy, but are they going to pitch to him? Like, who's going to hit behind him? I like your list a lot, but I think there's a lot of split votes, I guess you could say, with the Golden Spikes. They might not even be the best player on their own team at the end of the year.
It's fair.
So
his list was basically mine. I had Ivan Melendez. I have Jace Jung. I have Logan Tanner. And then my last 2 he didn't have. So basically my first 3 were what he had, which is fine. That gives me confidence that maybe they were good picks. But like you said, splitting votes, blah blah. But we all know your first team, your second team, whatever, your hype players, 50% of them will not even be relevant by the end of the year. They might be draft relevant, but they won't be Golden Spikes relevant. They're going to hit 275, 280. They're not going to be frontline guys. They're going to still be good players, but people forget about them. That's just how it works. Brock Jones from Stanford, the dude just is like, just the way you see him hit, you just know he knows how to hit. He's big, he's athletic. He just got big Danny forearm. He just got like the package of where you look in a big league hitter. I'm not saying he's gonna be a big league hitter. He can be, but I'm just saying he's got that look. He's got the look. And then my last one is Tyler Locklear from VCU. He is kind of like a Zach Neto, like just mid-major guy, but dude, he absolutely rakes. If you saw his numbers last year, they were stupid. He was almost 400, 15 home run, 20 home run, and like 60, 70 RBI. You were just like, dude, who is this guy? So I could be a total miss. I can miss the whole damn board with Locklear, but hey, I'm gonna give him a chance.
I don't think you're gonna miss with Locklear. He was written down on my list as well. I was hoping one of you guys would take him. I remember watching him in the Mississippi State Regional last year. Dude, he swings the bat like it's a toothpick. He's gonna have some real juice this year. Love those picks. Dez, once again, you want to round us up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guys that I have that are chalky, but I think will be the focal point of the team, right? Cruz, Jung, and Jones. I think those are guys that just flat out gonna be there at the end, be all Americans, and lead their respective teams. This is I think this is my guy this year, Brooks Lee from Cal Poly. I've seen a lot of swings, but I love this kid. He's a shortstop. He's gonna get votes. I just think this guy can do it. That's my fourth, and then my fifth. I gotta go horn centric. So I want to go big dick Pete Hansen, right, as my guy. But I think there's a lot of people that are really bullish, and it may just be a Texas thing. Is this Zane Morehouse kid? He's coming back off injury. He's going to be a dude for Texas. And I think I don't know how they're going to utilize him. I don't know if he'll be in the rotation or they just keep him in the pen and be a high leverage guy. But if he's a high leverage guy for Texas as a number one team in the country, he could be our Landon Sims this year in the sense of, hey, he's a dude. We're sending him out there every game and every high leverage spot. That gets a lot of votes at the end. So he's kind of on the fringe, but I'm going to end up going big dick Pete Hansen instead.
Oh, you switched it up on us last second.
Speaking of pitchers in the Big 12, we cannot sleep on Justin Campbell from Oklahoma State.
Oh, he's
threw a no-hitter last year with an Avron horse.
Yep.
Workhorse for the Pokes. And, dude, he's coming back.
And they got new pennies.
Yes.
I mean, dude, you have Oklahoma State was actually one of my other Omaha sleepers.
Also.
But I think
I wonder
Big 12 is...
Oh, go ahead, Dimitri. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not important. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder what kind of odds Vegas would give you on a Morehouse Golden Spikes. Probably 1,000 to 1.
I'd throw $1 on it.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
$1 to win 1,000.
Maybe 10. Maybe
I've got one sleeper I do want to.
Let's hear it.
Enrique Bradfield Jr. from Vandy. He's still
kills.
60 bags.
Let me tell you something. He doesn't have the power to do it.
He
I thought he would good, but he doesn't have.
bags.
You need power to win a Golden Spike. You need to throw gas. A lot of strikeout and home run are the two biggest things, in my opinion.
Dude, I'm going to
20
disagree
triples,
with
dude.
you. I'm going to disagree because you remember Corey Ray developed a lot of power his junior year from Louisville. He was the same kind of player as Enrique Bradfield, stole a lot of bases, hit a lot of doubles. His junior year, he ended up hitting 14, 15 home runs. I could see Enrique Bradfield developing some power for this sophomore year. And you know he's going to go 60 for 61 in stolen bases. I mean, he's an automatic stolen. He's a video game. So I like that sleeper pick. I think
Corey Ray had a way bigger build than Enrique Bradfield.
I mean, he's tiny, dude. Corey Ray is tiny.
Let me look at Corey Ray.
He's 5'10", 180, maybe.
Pretty sure Bradfield hit a home run against Mississippi State in the regular season last year.
He did. So a couple names we did not throw out there that I was kind of expecting. Judd Fabian from Florida. He was a Golden Spikes favorite going into last season. Still hit 15 or 16 home runs last year for the Gators. He's going to be a first-round pick. He's explosive at the plate. I like him as a sleeper. And then how did we forget Alex Terrell? Going to that short porch at Florida State. Toral. You know it's bad when Dimitri tells me how to pronounce something. So, yes, Alex Toral going to Florida State, short porch in right field. He's going to look so good in those gold uniforms. Wouldn't surprise me if he hit 25 homers this year.
Did you think he's going to look good in that golden uniform?
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting. Absolutely repulsive.
Gross.
Gold and garnet, disgusting uniform up there, Trailer Hassey.
We disagree on that. Any other names you guys can think of for potential Golden Spikes?
Corey Ray, 6 foot 196. If you think that's small, I don't know.
Dimitri, you know just as much as I do. You get yourself 2 inches and 10 pounds on the stat, on the roster.
Enrique Bradfield is not a power hitter.
He has the Vandy swag and politician and votes, you know?
And the uniforms are very slimming.
Yes.
Okay, but Enrique Bradfield is not a dude. Stop. I'm not entertaining this right now.
Sleeper pick. It was a sleeper pick. He's number 6.
It's a bad sleeper pick. You might as well call it a dormant pick because you don't wake up.
Hey, when he steals 60 bags and has 20 triples next year, I don't want to hear you crying about it.
Come at me then. I'm not worried.
And
about
I'm not
it.
gonna cry because that's my sleeper pick for Omaha. that no one else took.
So,
Yeah,
they're
you're
the
fading the
underdog
public.
story. Vanderbilt, small school, you know.
I'm surprised nobody said Big Hit Bob.
Yeah.
He's got the clutch gene. I know Dimitri's not a huge fan. He thinks he's a little overrated.
Whoa,
but
whoa! I don't. That's not what I said. I just said I don't think he's as good as advertised.
yeah, overrated. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
you know
definition.
Overrated. Clip it. Whatever. Bob Moore is overrated.
Oh man, you're just gonna
Wow.
fuel his fire now.
Wow.
Jesus, man.
He
We just
doesn't
killed
give
the
a shit
bottle.
what I
We just
say.
killed the bottle because of that. Thank you.
I mean, dude.
No,
if he-
no
if-
free ads,
if
but well, can we send some bottles?
Yes.
the day
What
a
label?
player-
Black label?
the day-
Blue label?
Red label.
Antique 107, red label.
Oh, nice.
the day a player is motivated because of something I say means I've made it. So
Yeah.
I could care less. I could
All
care
right,
Big
big
less.
hit top.
You'll be the Skip Bayless of this show.
That's
All right,
offensive. That's really offensive.
let's wrap up the show with the 10 conference, our 10 conference winner picks. The 10 conferences are going to be, in our opinion, the best 10 conferences: SEC, Big 12, ACC, Pac-12, Big 10, Conference USA, American, Sun Belt, Big West, Missouri Valley. Let's start at the bottom here. Let's tease our listeners a little bit. Start with Missouri Valley. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Does anybody have anybody else besides Dallas Baptist? If so, please share. Thank you.
DBU all the way.
I think
Silent
if there is a sleeper, Southern Illinois, they started the year 19-0 last year. They fell off.
The only
Indiana
team,
State.
The only team I would say I think could be pretty good, Indiana State.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But they're not even on the same level as Dallas Baptist.
No.
Let's go to the other conference that I think we're going to have unanimous, the American Conference. Please say anything if you have anything other than East Carolina.
A lot of
Silent
chalk.
ones.
A lot of chalk here.
I think Tulane and maybe Houston, they have talent, but
Oh,
Can I say something about Tulane?
can I say something about Houston right after that?
I'm
So
gonna.
that's his point. You guys, we'll talk about the American then.
all right, let's do it.
But
No, I
let's
just
go.
wanted to
Let's go
say-
back to the beginning. Start with the SEC. Get it out of the way. The big elephant.
I was
in the
just saying U of H has a problem. They're not gonna. They need to figure things out internally.
Okay. And that's
I'm
coming straight from Apollo Des, the insider of Houston media. So, wow, I'm going to write that down.
I'm carrying over my grudge from Tulane. I said I was going to let it go last year, but I'm still upset at the way they treated Duty Noble. I'm out on Tulane
Cry
again this
me a
year.
fucking river, dude.
Thank
What
Cry
about
me
the
a
way
river.
Duty
Thank you,
Noble
Dimitri.
treated Tulane?
Cry
you.
me a
And
river,
asterisk
dude.
championships, and he wants to cry.
You
over
don't
it.
say
What are
fuck
we
you
doing
to the good
here?
people of Starkville. That's all I'm saying.
'Cause a
Braden
long-haired
Olthoff
dude-
was
'cause
so
a
nasty, you
long-haired
guys
dude
thought-
went to Tulane throwing 86 to 87 miles an hour with gyro balls, absolutely shit all over your lineup. You're going to cry about
100%.
him?
No, I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about the guy that slammed his foot on the home plate and then went and pointed at the stands and said "fuck you" to all the Mississippi State
Good
fans.
for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
He
A
did it for the
man that
rest of
stand
us.
up for something.
Yeah.
He stood up for
I'm
the rest of
carrying
the
over
country.
the grudge.
Imagine what he was
Not
hearing in
my
the box.
champion.
Carrying
though.
over the grudge.
Not my
That's all I
champion
know.
is what he said when he stomped on home plate.
Hey, this happened in like March. What are we
But he
talking
predicted it.
about?
Oh,
He
I know
predicted
when it
He
happened.
knew
It was
it.
February. It was February, wasn't it? I
He
don't
knew
care.
what was
I'm carrying
happening.
over the grudge, and no one can stop me. That's all I'm saying about Tulane.
Hold
fair.
that grudge because
I
that
will.
guy did what the rest of the country would love to do.
Hey, bring it on.
Amen.
National champs.
Hey,
Defending.
I'm a huge Lamonis fan. He's got
Great
good
guy.
blood just like
I'll-
me. Like I've talked to him before. I love the guy, but he went to the wrong school, so I
Hey,
can't.
his
root
dad
for-
went there. You know, Lamotas. He's a great American troop. You know, Citadel graduate. Great man. I'll
I
die
like
for
him
that
too.
man.
I like
So
him too.
American, ECU,
Yep.
and
All right.
DBU.
Let's
So
go
we
Big
got-
West now. Big West, I
Wait,
think, is
hold on,
wide open.
hold on. Go all the way back to the beginning. SEC.
Dimitri,
I
you,
think he
you
wants to
were not
tease it.
listening.
I think he wants to tease.
You were
it.
not listening. We're teasing it. We're going
This is
from bottom to
foreplay.
top.
Hey,
Yeah,
y'all ever heard of the SEC?
Ooh, Okay.
because you know very well that most of our listeners are SEC, Big 12, ACC. After we review those, they're going to cut the episode off. So,
So why
Yeah.
hold them around for any longer? Who gives a shit about the rest of our picks then?
I mean, that's your
Still-
opinion.
I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Are you a team guy or what?
All right, let's go.
All right, Big West, I think is wide open. There's 6 teams I looked at that could potentially win it. I'm going to go with the Dirtbags. I like what Stoney was saying about them. Preseason ranked. They're finally building back that legendary program in the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s. They made a coaching change a couple years ago, and they've looked good ever since. So I like Long Beach State.
Am I up?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take UC Santa Barbara. I know I picked the Dirtbags for Omaha, but I think UC Santa Barbara wins the regular season title. They were good last year. I think they fell off towards the end. Taking them.
Hey Ben, are you writing all these down?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna stop typing them. You just send me a picture later, please.
Yeah.
Hey, will you send me a picture of the notes
Yeah.
after class?
Ben's notes are very nice, but the legibility on those things are rough.
Terrible.
sometimes.
It's questionable.
Oh yeah.
Dude. It's like third grade writing. Like,
Well, I mean, I haven't signed very many autographs. I haven't picked up a pen other than that. So
Ben's handwriting looks like he started learning cursive but never finished learning it.
that's a great way to put it. If I showed you my notes right now, I mean, it is half cursive. It is half-ass cursive. That's all it is.
It's better than mine where I'm making a list and then Dimitri's just naming everything I'm writing down. I'm like, fuck, and I'm just I'm
All
just
right,
more-
all right,
I'm just
so I'm gonna
more over
stop
here.
typing. Okay,
Yeah.
Ben. So Stoney, you just picked Santa Barbara for the Big West.
Correct.
I am going. Damn, dude, this is tough. Gauchos or dirtbags. And you know what? I really want to just pick Fullerton because of nostalgia. I love Fullerton, but I'm gonna go with the Gauchos because they finally have lights in their stadium. They can finally play night games, and I have a former teammate of mine who the director of baseball operations there. I think. Shout out to Hakami, but I'm gonna go with the Gauchos.
You think he's your friend, or you think that he's still there?
He's my friend. I'm not his friend.
That's an acquaintance.
I'm gonna start using that more often.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Can we talk about the Big West maybe having the best mascot names?
Yes.
No doubt.
I love the Big
100
West.
100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like unanimous. I'm going Anteaters. I'm going Irvine.
Wow.
Those are my guys. I may fuck around buying
I
Irvine.
love
I mean,
Irvine. I
Irvine.
love
I'm gonna
Irvine.
buy an Anteater if we.
Fine, Andy.
Can you
Yeah,
buy
we'd make a
those?
run.
Are they on like the black market?
That
somewhere?
may be an exotic buy. So
Tiger King.
I mean, it
Yeah.
would still be better than an Uncle Eater. That's for sure.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
An Uncle Eater.
that's
The opposite of
true.
an anteater. I'll spell it out for you.
That was a
Damn,
dad
I
joke. He's
missed
getting
that.
those dad
Damn,
jokes.
wow, joke right
Getting the
over my head.
Getting the dad jokes in early and often.
So
You gotta
no love
promote.
for Cal Poly, no love for Fullerton.
My Golden Spikes guy was a cowboy.
Thought
guy.
about it.
Ben, little flashback. Do you remember the day we got that DM about all the shit going on at Fullerton?
No, it was Long Beach State.
It was Long Beach. It was Long Beach.
It
They
was
were
like their coach
misusing-
was getting fired. We broke the news. Nobody credited us, but we
Classic.
trusted that DM. It came out to be 100% accurate. So
They were burning dudes' eligibility over no reason. Kids were hurt. They wouldn't allow to not play. They were making them play. Dude, that was like seems like forever ago because Long Beach, like whole new culture, whole new program. It feels
Mhm.
like.
Let's move on to the Sun Belt. It's a conference that Coastal has dominated in the last 5 years, but we saw South Alabama win it last year, and they played well in the regional at Florida. There's a lot of teams in the conference that I like. I'll dabble with. Texas State's one of them. Georgia Southern's one of them. But I would be silly not to pick Coastal, so I'm going to go with the Chanticleers. Too much talent.
I'm gonna skip Stony real quick. Coastal.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Coastal.
I'll be the non-chalk guy. I wanted to really say Louisiana Lafayette just because I love saying that every single episode. So I'm just
You
gonna
can't
go.
say Lafayette anymore.
Yeah, it's just
It's just
Louisiana.
But I
Raging
know,
Cajuns.
but I'm a man of history. So Louisiana Lafayette.
Some of
Sure.
the best fans and one of the coolest stadiums in college baseball. I love whenever they have games on ESPN Plus, and like right behind home plate, there's just a party going on with all these just rowdy Cajuns, or I guess you would say raging
Raging
Cajuns.
Cajuns.
Raging Cajuns, some would say.
When I think
Wonder where they got that one
Louisiana,
from.
When I think Louisiana Lafayette, I think a couple years ago, a lineup full of steroids and big beers and
Yes.
just mammos. When Ole Miss went in there and beat them, I was like, oh my God, this team lost.
2014, they were
They
stacked.
were unbelievable.
It
You
was
could
like
almost
an
smell the
episode of Game
beer.
of Thrones.
Yeah, you could almost smell the beer coming out of this. Like watching it on TV, it was just reeking of Busch
It
Light.
looked like a bunch of 30-year-old, like, just what's that dude that chops wood and like big flannel shirts?
Lumberjacks.
Paul Bunyan. Just a bunch of Paul Bunyan.
There we go.
There we go. Nice. Shout out to Paul Bunyan.
Shout out Lumberjacks.
All right, America. Oh, we already did American. Let's go Conference USA. Conference USA is loaded. We saw the talent they had last year. I've already said Louisiana Tech's going to Omaha, though. Give me the Bulldogs to win the Conference USA.
Wait, they can come in second and still go to Omaha.
That's true, but I believe in the team. But there's teams like Southern Miss and Charlotte, Old Dominion, Florida. I always forget, is FAU or FIU better? I think
FAU.
better. Yeah.
But FIU used to be really good. But what's his name? His son is a prospect. He's a catcher prospect. His dad is the head coach at FIU. Oh my God, what's his name? Came from that Alabama school. Ben,
What are you talking about?
Alabama State.
What?
Melendez.
I don't know.
Mervin Melendez went from the yellow and black team, Alabama State. The
Yeah,
Yellow
it's Alabama
Jackets.
State.
Yeah, head coach from there went to FIU. We talked about this 2 years ago, how they always had a bunch of Latin players at Alabama State.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah.
And he went to FIU, which was literally where half his players were coming from. And we talked about how FIU could be really good in the future. This is his like third full recruiting cycle. So FIU could be on the upcoming. His son was committed there, but he ended up getting drafted first round. So FIU is good, but I would say FAU is historically better.
Right. I think
Do you remember that dude?
Regionals.
Hey, what was that kid's name? He was a freshman last year, hit like 4 home runs or something.
Pendleton.
Yes.
Hit first two college at bats, hit 2 grand slams in the same inning.
In the
same inning.
Yes.
I would
Shout out to that dude.
Yeah. I think he ended up struggling the last part of the year, but
I mean,
I
everyone would. That's your pinnacle. There's no way you
to go up.
eclipse that. Yeah. Everything's downside.
yeah.
I'm walking off the field, going to the party deck, grabbing some.
That's whenever you just sit out the next 2 years until you're draft eligible.
100%.
1 inning of college baseball. The Kyrie Irving of college baseball.
Oh God.
All right. Wow. Who would have thought we would shout out Kyrie Irving and Paul Bunyan in the same episode?
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thought?
Conference USA. I refuse to take Southern Miss, little brother. I'd love to take UAB, but they're not very good. I'm also taking the Diamond Dogs, Louisiana Tech.
Love it. Dimitri, go ahead.
Give me UNC Charlotte. Those
Also
guys.
Also a great pick.
Ooh.
Charlotte last year, Ben, we talked about this. They had this interesting strategy going on. They were super data analytical. They were super analytical in exit velos and all that stuff. And I remember watching a video, the way they constructed their lineup was really interesting. I'm not a huge analytical guy. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think play your best players. Don't worry about the numbers. But because when you're those kind of programs, you got to find a way to get an advantage over some of these other bigger schools that might have more money. You got to find a way to recruit a guy that might be overlooked, but could be really good. Long story short, I think Charlotte got something really good going on there. And I think this year, they're the team that takes that next step to win that conference championship.
Bonus question for you, Dimitri. What regional did Charlotte go to last year?
East Carolina.
I
mean, they went to Old Dominion went to South Carolina because South Carolina. Old Dominion hosted in Columbia. Charlotte went to. Where does Charlotte go to?
It was an electric regional.
It was great.
Tennessee. Your time is up. They played in Tennessee.
I also
No,
picked Wright
Liberty,
State.
Liberty, and Duke and Rice State were at Tennessee.
Wait, did I just get that wrong?
Yeah,
also-
Ooh,
Liberty,
your time
Duke,
is
and
up. Your time is
Your
up.
fucking,
man.
your fucking time is up.
up. Wait, where did they go?
I too thought it was Charlotte. So
No, Liberty boat raced Duke up there, and then Rice State lost
You're
to
right.
Tennessee.
You're 100% right. Oh my God. Can we cut this out, Josh? Can we cut
Yeah.
this part?
Nope.
Big
Tweet
goof.
it. Tweet it,
Big
please.
goof.
Clip it.
Big goof on our part.
Where'd they go? Hold on. Timeout. Let's take a 30-second
I
timeout.
thought,
Where did they
USC
go?
Charlotte went to East Carolina.
Who are we even talking
That
about
actually
right now?
sounds right. Campbell and Charlotte.
Campbell was at State,
Mississippi
State
State
last year.
Oh, you're right.
with
Charlotte-
with VCU.
Yes.
You know, there's listeners right now just screaming at us because they know what the answer
Yes,
is.
100%.
Oh my God. And we're
I
supposed to
think
be the
it's
experts.
East Carolina, dude. What are we talking about here?
That sounds
wait,
right.
Wait, did Charlotte go to
Hey,
Florida?
hey. Dimitri was right. They were at
They're in-
ACU.
Dude,
Who
I'm
was
it?
always-
Maryland?
I'm always
Maryland
right.
made it too?
Greenville.
Maryland,
I'm
East
always
Carolina,
right.
and Vandy.
Trivia, regional,
not Vandy,
you
but
name it. I'm
yes.
always right.
Wow.
Dimitri was right. Give him some
Dimitri?
mascots. He'll probably get those right too.
Listeners, take out money from your savings account, put them on my regional pick, put them on my golden spike pick. I am a winner.
You either got it or you
Okay.
don't.
Yeah. I mean, some are born great. Des, who's your pick for the
Look,
conference?
I'm
USA?
gonna keep it nice and easy. I'm a Diamond Dog through and through. But shout out Coach Cruz and Rice having us out there a couple weeks ago. Fuck it. I'm not a Diamond Dog anymore. Give me the Owls. Chaos. I'll buy an owl as well for my zoo.
We've
Conference
added
USA
two to the Apollo Zoo today. Anteater and
Hey,
owl.
Coach
are added
Cruz,
to the list.
Coach Cruz, clip this. I'm talking directly to you. You win. You win. I'm buying an owl. I'll name it after you.
Wow.
Hey, what is it, Victor Cruz Jr.? What's his name?
No, Jose Cruz. Victor Cruz is
He
a
just
wide
followed it.
receiver.
Yeah, he just followed us on Instagram a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Or Twitter.
He's a legend.
Jose Cruz, shout out to that guy.
He had us out for a little fungo golf and showed us the facilities, and he's
I
gonna
saw
turn it
that.
around. So
we were hoping our guy Berkman would get the job, but hey,
Houston Baptist. He's a Husky now.
Before we
Rocking
hop
the
over-
salty gray hair.
hey
Before-
Ben. Speaking of that, I wonder what made Rice pick Jose Cruz over Berkman.
I know
Oh, we
the full
can't-
story.
yeah,
We can't talk about
We
it.
can't talk. Yeah,
Off
Off
camera, I'll tell you because so Rice's pitching coach is now the pitching coach at Mercer, and he told me the whole story. It's crazy.
Hey, before we hop to the next conference, can we give a brief lowdown on the Apollo Zoo? I've got the list of animals.
We got ducks, anteaters, owls,
Saint Bernard and a
Bernard.
camel.
and camel. Jesus, man.
So listeners,
Could you
whatever else
imagine
you
in
want,
Omaha with all of those teams and we literally have to buy a zoo? It's the
and
movie.
we'll have
We
to
bought
take
a
out
zoo.
another loan.
It's the
We'll take
Apollo
another
Zoo,
loan.
not Apollo HOU. It's
Yeah.
Apollo Zoo.
People are going to come to Houston now instead
Hey.
of the Houston Zoo. It's going to be the
I
Apollo
mean,
Zoo.
the Apollo Zoo sounds like a fan club.
Yeah. Print the
You can
shirts.
Print the shirts.
The Apollo Zoo.
That's actually a great shirt idea.
Wow.
Des. We put an animal of everyone, Apollo Zoo, college baseball.
Do we cut it off at the beginning of the season? Like these are the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I
So
I-
we'll
how
cut
many
it off.
do we have?
Those are your
We've got 5
teams
so
for the
far.
whole year.
We need to go 3 more. 3 more before the season starts.
Okay. We
I mean,
added
this
2
is-
today, so
we're-
it's not
We're
hard.
about to have a Noah's Ark situation here.
Can we
Yeah.
can we
Not a
can we
problem.
can we throw a golden gopher in there? That sounds sick.
Are those real?
Are we big
Gopher?
Minnesota guys? We'll buy a gopher and then
If they
maybe
win
have the
Big
spray
Ten,
paint.
if Minnesota
That
wins the
leads
Big
us
Ten,
to the next
we're getting
conference.
a gopher.
We're going to go
Look
Big
at
Ten next.
segue, Dimitri. We don't call him that for nothing.
Wow. Dude, one of the worst business models in U.S. history, the Segway. You guys remember those?
Yeah.
Those
those were
burned
cool.
out real quick. But yeah, let's go Big Ten now. I'm gonna stay very chalky here. What Nebraska showed me in the Arkansas regional showed me everything I need. They're returning a lot of their
But
bats.
they're
I think
losing. They
6.
lost a bunch too. Which
Yeah,
is
but
unfortunate.
they're gonna have what it takes to win the Big Ten. I don't think the Big Ten is gonna be relevant much this year, but Nebraska definitely showed me that they were a baseball school last year. I'm gonna go with the Huskers.
Update on our Golden Gopher bet. They went 6-31 last year. So
Put them on the list.
yeah, I'm taking no. I'm gonna go with Nebraska as well. I don't have a lot of faith in this conference. Nebraska was the best team last year. I'm gonna put my faith in them.
I brought up Golden Gopher, but dude, fuck them. I'm not picking them.
6-31.
I'm going with the Indiana Hoosier. Indiana last year, dude, they just gave me they're you know what? I'm not even gonna explain myself. Indiana, end of story.
Okay.
I have Nebraska on my list, but Dimitri really got me on the last segment about just taking everything out of my savings and putting it on his picks. So I'm gonna ride with him. Indiana.
Love that. Would it be influential there, D? Oh my God, just put Indians. Rest in peace.
Ooh.
More like the Guardians now. Indiana.
Commanders.
Dude,
Commander.
that makes
yeah.
me so mad. Makes me so mad.
Oh,
It's so bad.
so bad.
Guardians, and now Washington is the Commander.
Commanders.
Dude, they're the Redskins. End
Red
of
Hogs.
story. They're the
They
Redskins.
should have
They're
been
the
the
Red Hogs.
Commodores. Commodores like Vandy, not the
They
Commanders.
should have just stayed with the football team. Let's
I
be
loved
real.
it too.
I
So much better.
I thought it was dumb, and I fell in love with it. I was like, "This is kind of cool."
Can we take a step back from that? They should have just stayed the Redskins.
Ooh,
And
don't
that's
say the
talking
R word.
football.
Don't say the R
Yeah,
word.
our word.
All right, we got let's see, 4 more conferences, the top 4 in our opinion. We'll go Pac-12 next. Wow. Pac-12 I think is going to be loaded, but I'm going to go with the Cardinal, Stanford.
I want to say Oregon, but I've got them in Omaha. I'm gonna go.
Usually, go ahead.
I'm gonna go Oregon State. It's
You're going with
2016
the
all over
Beavers.
again.
I'm going with hey, Bet. You know how much how much UCLA pisses me off.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it again to myself. Give me the Bruins.
Thought about it.
I have Stanford in Omaha, but I'm gonna go Oregon so I can buy a duck, or one step closer to getting a duck.
Big Duck guys.
That's
Big
the
Duck
first
guys.
conference I think we picked all 4 different teams.
Look at
Yeah.
us.
Look it up.
Would you just look at us?
Yeah.
Would you just look at us? Who would
Look
have
at
thought?
us.
Yeah,
Who
who
would've
would have
thought?
thought? ACC, I feel like we're gonna all pick separate teams. I'm saying Florida State. I've talked myself into the cinnamon rolls. Give me Florida State, Mike Martin Jr.
Notre Dame. Home run Jesus.
Dude, Ben, did you notice we didn't when we were talking about the ACC earlier? We didn't even speak 1 second about Louisville.
I know.
I don't trust them.
I don't
Frauds.
trust them.
Me and Des
Holy
called them
shit.
frauds all
We called them
last
frauds
year.
all last year. We weren't wrong.
Huge F words.
I'm about to be on that train. I like that.
I'm gonna go with give me Virginia Cavaliers.
Hey, people forget last year in this same episode, we did our Omaha 8, and I picked Virginia to go to Omaha.
You did.
It looked like a dead pick until about May 1st. Then they turned it up, made it to Omaha. So I like it.
Yeah,
Cavaliers.
hey, major hat tip to you there because
Yeah.
I was clowning you for a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
was like, all right, whatever. This is boring. Virginia sucks. He was wrong, and there came the wahoo wah.
They're like their
Whatever.
basketball team, right? Like here comes March. Virginia's like, not a sexy pick, but then it just
They're never a sexy pick.
it's never sexy,
They're never sexy.
but they get it done.
play-
I got my true champion, my one true champion,
Runner-up.
Shining moment.
my
NC State.
one true champion.
All right. So we all disagreed there. We got what is 4 out of 6?
Wait.
We got a 1/4 shot.
I mean,
Picking
podcast
that,
is
right?
prestige, right?
Wait, who did Dev pick?
NC
NC
State,
State.
The runner-up from last year.
Yeah.
the true champion.
Big 12 now. Big 12 is going to be a lot of fun. There's 3 or 4 teams. Obviously, we have Texas Tech, or Oklahoma State, TCU. Baylor's going to be a lot better this year. But at the end of the day, I think the Texas Longhorns from top to bottom, they're not going to lose any Big 12 series, I don't think, just with their starting rotation.
Hey, can we just break something up real quick? Just change the flavor here. Dev is a pinky drinker.
Oh yeah,
He's a lotion wearer, pinky
Oh
drinker.
man,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got the pinky
Yeah.
up.
gotta have the flair, bro. Gotta have the
Yeah.
flair at all times.
If you want to see the pinky flare, go ahead and type in youtube.com and go to the Apollo Podcast Network.
Good
on
plug.
YouTube.
Good plug.
Great plug.
All right. Anyway, Big 12.
I really want to say Oklahoma State, but I just have more faith in Texas. Reverse
Ben,
jinx.
Did you go Texas too?
Yeah, I went Texas.
Did you also say they're not going to lose Big 12 series all year?
Yeah.
Augie Garrido's not there anymore, bud. He's
Listen,
not there to
man.
give them their electric speech.
Yeah, they won't need it this year.
Give me the pew, 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 pew.
Texas Tech.
The pokes.
Wait, whoa.
No, Oklahoma State.
Well, you can't go.
Whoa.
I was
Don't they,
thinking
like,
Texas
don't
Tech,
they
Red
do-
Raiders.
Yeah, they do the shot
Pistol
like the
Pete.
shotties, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Pokes?
they're the Cowboys.
You can't do this.
Red
Yeah,
Raiders go
That's
back
it.
too.
That's it.
That's Tech.
This is
This
different.
could be robbing a bank or maybe
But
Oklahoma State.
it's like
You see, I think
That's
Dimitri was
your
kind of
little
hedging a
pistol
bit,
Pete.
right?
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
your
This
This
without
is
saying
your
anything,
pokes.
so he could get both. He got
You
two
got
picks
both.
in there.
you're gonna have to go to the
Hey,
Apollo
Speaking
Podcast
of,
Network YouTube for that.
you need to. This is you gotta have the flair. There's a flair here
There is
for
a
the.
little flare.
This is straight up poke cowboy poo pow pow.
We
pow.
need our listeners to tune in to see if Dimitri was trying to double.
We got to
dip
go
with his
instant
picks.
replay.
Yeah, we gotta
And
Is there a 30-degree
little
angle
VAR,
on
little
the shot?
VAR action.
what's it called when Cowboys used to walk 10 steps, turn around, and shoot each other?
A duel.
Duel.
Mexican standoff, right?
I mean,
No, it's just a duel.
just
That's
a
racist.
duel. I mean, if you want to throw
Okay.
stones in a glass house, Tony, sure.
I mean, we've
Mexican
already used
standoff.
the R
Sorry.
word and the Mexican word.
That-
So
maybe it's
we
an
don't say
Alabama
that.
thing.
We
I
don't say
don't know.
that.
Yeah.
We are a multi-diversity here.
A
We just say
Mexican
duel.
producer Josh said Mexican standoff is 3 people. We just
Is
that
call
like
that a
from The
Saturday night.
Office?
It's
We
like
just
The
call that a
Office.
Saturday night.
yeah.
Hey-o!
That's
That
what
may
they
have
do in
been
the
the bourbon.
office when they're pointing guns at each other in a triangle. Yeah.
So
All right,
got
last
to be clear,
conference.
I
did
got
Dimitri take Oklahoma State there with the guns?
Yes,
He did.
officially he took Oklahoma
He
State.
did.
I'm just going to assume Dez is taking Texas.
I got yes. I have
Okay.
one. I don't think they're gonna not gonna win every single game
I'm
or
not
series in
gonna
the Big
not say
12. That was outrageous. I can't
said
even
it.
say that. You said that though.
Yeah. Last conference. I mean, it's the juggernaut.
It just
SEC.
means more. Hey, it just means
It
more.
Just
means
means more.
Hey, as
We
the
have to
resident
make a
SEC
trip
guy,
to.
I'm going last.
All right,
Okay.
we got to make a trip to Hoover this year. I've never been. It's a bucket list thing. I went to Omaha last year. Hoover's right up there with it. I'm going to start it off. I think LSU's going to win it. I can see it now. Team of destiny kind of thing. Give me LSU, but it was tough. It was a very tough decision.
I'll go in Stoney's spot. It's the year of Joe Burrow, right? It just feels like anything that Joe Burrow touched, breathed
No,
on,
Ohio
it
State
happens.
claimed him. Ohio State claimed him already.
That's fair. I'm gonna go LSU. I have Arkansas written down, and then I have a little circle with LSU, a little artwork. I'm gonna go LSU.
Hey, you know what that sounds like? Vontae Mack, no matter what.
Yeah.
It
Sticky
does.
note.
It does.
Hey, shout out to that movie.
LSU.
SEC. Wait, so you're going LSU?
Win LSU. I don't like it. I don't like it. Also, can we just talk about the fact that we're gonna sit here and Stoney's gonna choose Mississippi State at the end? Like, why are we letting the
yeah.
episode end with
Just
that?
wait,
yeah, we're
guys.
not doing that. All
Just
right.
wait, guys.
Oh. Teaser.
Dimitri.
Dimitri, go ahead.
You know how you see he wants to start talking Mississippi State, he starts freezing, he starts lagging because this shit knows.
Big Brother's watching.
Yeah.
Studio Restream, this app knows you have to filter out misinformation. Mississippi State.
Dimitri, I just want you to pick your pick so I can tell you and shock the world here.
Now you got me all flustered. What do you mean shock the world? Like, what do you mean shock the world?
Just
He's
shock
gonna
the
choose
world.
Vanderbilt.
We're gonna find out. You
I
gotta
can't
make
think
a
here.
pick.
The thing now, what do you mean shock the world?
Just
My
go.
pick is oh my god. I wish there was just some random team like Kentucky or Auburn that could actually be pretty good. And I just throw them out there, but I'm gonna go with the damn. Why is this so hard? Give me Ole Miss.
Ugh.
I'll beer shower with you, Dimitri.
Beer showers are illegal.
Give me Ole Miss.
They know how to party. Shout out Ole Miss.
All right, guys. Resident SEC guy here until next year when Dez decides to join the clan.
Wait, easy on that word too.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
look, you
Okay.
freaking guys tell me to
Join the club. Join the club.
Producer
Josh, cut
Josh.
that.
Oh my god.
Got it. Bleep it.
That was bad. He's joining the club. SEC, the conference.
It means
Sorry.
more.
It just means more. Yeah, we are canceled, Josh.
Oh.
I'm not taking Mississippi State. I'm not taking Vanderbilt.
You're taking Kentucky. Let's go.
I'm taking
Move on.
the Texas A&M fighting Aggies.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Schloss.
You
I'm
could
going
have given
Schloss.
me 14 guesses. I wouldn't have said that.
Coach.
Shock the world.
I mean, it would be super impressive if A&M rolled through the conference this year. And again, this is regular season titles, right?
Yeah,
we're not doing
the conference.
right
No,
because
or
that's
the
where it gets a little,
championship, yeah.
a little, I don't know, a little different. But
Conference tournament in the SEC literally means nothing for the top 18.
Correct.
it means more except for the tournament. Then it doesn't mean
Yeah, it's
anything.
just get our guys out of
Like-
here.
No.
Like Hoover is like everyone's like, oh, I want to go to Hoover. I'm like, yeah, Hoover's cool, but dude, it literally
Arkansas.
almost means nothing.
Arkansas spent all their good baseball on Hoover
I-
last year.
Said less than 5 minutes ago I wanted to go to Hoover. Are you talking to me?
Who, me?
Yeah. I said I want to go to Hoover.
It's a waste of a trip.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so
Go
shout
to-
out
Go
to
to some other conference tournament where you see a real dog pile, real excitement. Teams like, holy shit, we're going to regional. Can't wait to see selection show. Like that's more meaningful than the SEC tournament.
Fair.
Can we talk about how we're gonna do a road show, not this season, but next season? And we're gonna hit all these SEC spots.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
For
To
the-
host
all the listeners
tailgates.
out there, hosting tailgates in the Grove, in the swamp,
Yeah.
at the box, maybe at Mississippi State. We could throw them a bone. I don't know. Not my champion.
I'll go by myself. I don't mind.
Look, that's what we're doing. Road shows, and tailgates.
Stop. We're gonna
You
get.
got a little whistler.
We're gonna get some.
Little whistler?
We're gonna get some 1-star reviews now. Jeez.
We're an
Dude,
hour and
somebody,
seven
you're
minutes
right.
in.
Somebody
what's
is going to give us a 1-star review on iTunes just because I did that.
I know that.
And it's going to be a
Stupid.
Mississippi State fan.
Hey,
I'll go ahead
Josh,
and-
Josh, clip it, cut it out, cancel, whatever you delete.
How many times have we been canceled today?
We've been canceled 5 times.
3.
Okay, fair.
3 to 5. Well, I guess we should wrap this up before we get canceled anymore.
Wait,
Thought
where's
this
the
was a
trivia?
great
Wait,
episode.
where's trivia?
I didn't have any trivia prepared.
Go
I'm
go
sorry.
find a question real quick.
Okay.
If it's like a margarita, he may take 20 minutes.
Yeah, no. I could come up with a question off the top of my head. What was the last year Southern Miss made the College World Series?
Gross.
Besides that question, another one.
Okay.
Dimitri's phoning a friend off the
Yeah.
first.
Was
trivia
it
question.
2003?
2009. What is Cal State Northridge's mascot?
The Mastodon.
No.
No,
That was this
Northridge
week.
is the
They're the mountains. This is the ridge, Northridge.
No.
no.
I think they're the Matadors.
The
I don't even
Matador,
know.
not Mastodon, Matador. They are the Matador.
Yeah.
I said that wrong.
One more.
All right, one more. What do you guys want? Like a player question, coach question, team question, College World Series question, Golden Spikes question?
Let's wrap it with
When's
a
the
College World
last time a
Series
player from Mercy University won the Golden Spike?
2016. I actually saw him yesterday. Him and I hung out.
question.
For
Do you want
about
to? Do you want a
3
name
hours.
drop? You want a name drop?
Name drop, like
Name
you guys
drop.
are friends. That's
Name
cool.
drop.
Kyle Lewis.
Friend
Name
of the
drop it.
program.
Oh, he had to say. He still had to
Big-
say it.
Big fan of the podcast. Got the Kyle Lewis Mid-Major Player of the Year. Here's a
Future
trivia question.
guest. Future guest.
Oh, no doubt. 100%. He said he's in. Who all right, here who won the Golden Spikes in 2011? No Googling. I'm gonna Google it because I don't know.
Dude, that is rule number.
Taylor
like,
Youngman.
that's like rule number 7 of
Was it
trivia.
a South Carolina
Can't
kid?
ask, you can't ask the question you don't know the answer to.
Well, I didn't have any questions prepared.
Was it a South Carolina kid?
2011. Give me Mark Appel from Stanford.
He never
Ooh, that's
won
a
it.
really good guess. Oh no, we can't say that. We're gonna get canceled again. I googled it. Can't
Oh,
say
no.
that.
Oh
we-
wow.
We
okay.
can't say that guy's name.
Yeah.
It rhymes with.
All right. We'll do 2013 Golden Spikes.
Wait, what did it rhyme with?
Flower.
Tyler
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Flower.
Tyler Flower?
Yeah, the catcher for the Braves.
Yeah. It rhymes with that. Not really. I guess Tyler doesn't rhyme with it.
Yeah,
but
Tyler does. Yeah. I mean,
Byler.
I don't even know who that is. Skylar Bowser.
no,
it's actually
but
kind of close.
I think there's a pitcher at Stanford like Skylar Bowser or something.
Dimitri, it's the
Trevor
the
Bauer.
guy from there it is.
That guy.
That guy.
All right, we're going
Tyler and
2013.
Trevor do not rhyme.
Yeah.
I know.
Ben,
It's an
Ben did
inside
not give
Houston
a
joke.
good. Yeah.
It's an inside Houston joke.
Yeah.
2013 Golden Spikes winner.
AJ Reed.
Nope.
He never won it, did he? He was a finalist.
Yeah. No, he won it
Oh.
in 2014.
14.
What year?
2013.
Hunter
MLB
Renfroe won it
player.
in my heart.
2013.
MLB
That would've
player.
been sophomore year.
Yeah. World Series champion in the
Okay.
rookie of the year. Think he
Oh.
also won an MVP.
Chris Bryant.
Yep.
Shout out Aztecs.
Chris Bryant, huh?
Yeah. No, not Aztecs. Toreros.
Harris, yeah.
I'll
Shout out
come.
Chris
I'll
Bryant.
come better prepared next week for some trivia. We might actually do like a 10-round trivia next week. I think that'll be fun. You just got to give me more time. I
All
had
right,
a week.
off the top of your dome. Pretty damn impressive.
I was just thinking of random stuff. I didn't know the answer to most of them. Anyways, we'll cut the show there. Appreciate everybody listening. Go give us reviews on iTunes and Spotify.
5 stars,
all
please.
that. Oh, here we go. Josh has one last trivia question. Last player from a school in Texas to win the Golden Spikes.
Kyler Murray.
last I don't even, he didn't even play baseball
He
for a
played in
school.
That's the point. That's the whole point.
Wow, this is tough. This is stumping me.
I'm thinking of the closer or reliever from Texas.
Houston
Street?
Street.
No, he didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
No, he
Roger
should have.
Clemens. I
Probably
don't know.
should have. It's got to be like early 2000s, no?
You would think.
Golly.
I'm going through like these TCU teams in the past and like Texas Tech.
Dude,
Oh,
Texas,
I think I know this. I think it's Jennings from Baylor. What's his name?
Jason Jennings?
There it is. Jason Jennings, 1999, Baylor.
Wow.
And
whoa.
hey, my hands were up the whole
Your
time.
hands were up
I
the
didn't
entire
Google.
time.
No,
Didn't
it was
Google it.
100% fair and accurate. Yep.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
impressive. Jason
I was-
Jennings, that unlocks a lot of memories
When-
right there. I'm going to talk to my therapist this week.
When
That was 3.
when I was going through the Texas schools, I said TCU and I said Baylor. Wow, the only one ever. That can't be true.
Texas
Wow.
had 1 Golden Spikes.
Baylor is the only school in Texas that I guess has won a Golden Spikes award. Maybe
All
that
Guys,
changes
they
those
this
haven't
year.
built a statue yet. Unbelievable.
I just remember Jason Jennings was the first name that came to my head when Baylor, like, because I was going TCU then Baylor, and I knew he was a two-way guy that dominated on both sides. So I thought he won it. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna come next week with more. There's gonna be a couple Golden Spikes questions, couple maybe regional / super regional questions.
Dude, Ben,
Coach questions, team questions.
Can we do trivia? Like, we can do all the college baseball trivia, but if we're gonna do trivia, I want it to actually be like trivia with like all kinds of shit and all 4 of us. But we need a moderator. We need a person to be asking the question because if
Producer
the 4 of
Josh.
us are gonna compete,
Producer Josh.
Producer Josh.
there you
I
go.
actually love that idea. I
And
also
we should probably open up to the DMs. We'll open the DMs and
Yeah.
get some. You
Yeah,
know,
we
some
close
fan-
down-
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't get to look
we
at the
all- but
DMs
y'all
that-
see it though, so it
We
has
don't get to
probably
look
go
at the
Josh.
DMs that day, and Josh gets to see them.
Fair. I like that. I'm all for it.
On honor code.
We can create a Twitter account called the 11.7 Trivia DM. and then
Trivia.
just go-
Let
Yes,
Josh
fair.
run it.
And
Yep.
let Josh run it. Yep.
Cool. But that wraps up the show. I thought all in all it was a fun show. I'm glad we had all 4 of us here. It's going to be a dynamic season with us 2 weeks away from when we're recording this. So when you're listening to it Sunday/Monday, it'll be less than 10 days away from the college baseball season. I can't wait. I know you guys can't wait. You guys enjoy your Friday nights. We'll be back next week. See you later.
Peace out.
Peace.